Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Friday night, which means it's alcohol-free night. And the beer we're going for tonight hails from Mash Gang. It's from stateside Mash Gang too. It's this one. It is Council Pop. That's a very fancy name for water, which is an accusation that many people throw at alcohol-free beer. But this is Mash Gang alcohol-free beer, so we know it's going to be great. It goes without saying. Anyway, this one is described on the bottom, underneath Council Pop, as a Phantasm IPA. Phantasm is trademarked. Is there any clue as to what Phantasm is? No. Yes, there is. Sorry, I tell a lie. Let's read this again. Phantasm IPA. This prototype batch aims to push the limits of non-alcoholic IPAs. We combined Omega Heliogazer yeast with enhanced thiolized capabilities, boosting thiol biotransformation to free thiols 200 times above the sensory threshold. Now that sounds like a lot of science. Yeah, antioxidants they are, free thiols. Anyway, we offer three beautiful hop choices from indie hops: Strata, Luminosa, and Audacia, bringing intense notes of strawberry lemonade and Caribbean beach bar vibes. Sounds nice, but this is where it goes on to say, we also spiked it with Phantasm, a patent-pending powder extract derived from Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc grapes, which is high in thiol precursor compounds. It's not your Grandpappy's IPA. You can certainly tell it's an American brewed beer, can't you? Grandpappy. It's not a saying we get here. Anyway, it says, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Fair enough. Can't say that it does, but nevertheless, this is a US pint can. I paid £3.99 for this one from the House of Trembling Madness. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we think, shall we? So, I'm going to pour it into my AF Beer Club glass because I like it. And the pour is clear, with a white head, pretty large. Good amount of carbonation going on there. Too many bubbles for my liking on the side of the glass. Anyway, looks like so. Clear, golden, hints of yellow, the tiniest touch of fridge haze, and a pretty decent white head on that, to be fair. Looking closer to a lager for my eyes than a regular IPA, but not a million miles away. Let's have a whiff. Do we get the Caribbean bar vibes? Am I going to get coconut, mango? Am I going to get strawberry lemonade? Let's see. I do. There is something in there. It's creamy, sweet, tropical. Not coconut like you get from Sabro, but a real soft, sweet, fleshy, kind of mango-y. It smells lovely. It really does. No strawberry lemonade, but for me that's probably a good thing because I'm not the biggest lemonade drinker in the world, secret or otherwise. Strawberry and lemonade sounds an interesting concept, but I like what I smell. Light, tropical, really hoppy and delicious. So looks good, smells really good. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Oh yeah. That's got flavour, boys and girls. Body's medium. Carbonation is good. It's vibrant. It pushes the flavour around the mouth really nicely. And the flavour is certainly more bitter than the nose suggests. The nose is really quite sweet, fruity and tropical. The flavour has that punchy robust, slightly pithy bitterness that a good IPA should have in my eyes. There's lots of flavour going on. Strawberry lemonade? Really? I don't get that, but again, as I say, that's a good thing. I've got pithy grapefruit, I've got orange, I've got underripe mango, all that slightly resinous, pithy bitterness, hop to the nines. That's really good, really good. The finish on this one is persistent, and I like that word, I do. It's another word for long, long lasting, and it's all about the bitterness on the back, and that really pleases me. There is such a propensity to go for sweet, juicy IPAs in the craft beer world, more so, it seems, in the alcohol-free side of things. But this one retains all the qualities I love in an IPA. Bitter, hoppy, long, more traditional style, I think, than it is a proper modern craft, with the exception of that really pithy bitterness and that slight tropical leaning. But that, ladies and gents, is damn fantastic. So, scoreboard of Joy Time, currently void of anything, except for the slightly derogatory name for water out the tap, Council Pop. Let's fill it in with the red pen of judgment and see how it fares. So we're going to revisit the pour, which we know it's a lovely colour, nice, clear, golden, and a nice white head. It's a good looking beer. There's no taking away from that. Looks on everything, but beer's got to look nice, right? And it does. Good colour, good clarity, good head. Spot on. It's having a full point. And the aroma. I like the aroma. It's very different to the flavour, and I appreciate that in a beer you've got, kind of two experiences going on. You've got a sweet, tropical nose that kind of lulls you into thinking, yeah, tropical bar vibes, as the can says. And then you taste it, and it's very different. Sweet, hoppy, tropical, delicious on the nose. I like it. It's good strength. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's just right. It's having a point. And the body. The body is arguably the hardest thing on an alcohol-free beer to get right, because the alcohol does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of the body. And this one is spot on. Medium weight, really good, vibrant carbonation that pushes the flavour around the mouth, which is important. Giving it a point. Of course I am. And the same goes for that flavour. As I said before, I have three criteria for an IPA. It's got to be hoppy, it's got to be long lasting, and it's got to be bitter. And the flavour is all of that. Beautiful, pithy bitterness. Hints of underripe stone fruit like mango. And that hint of orange and that touch of resin. It's just really quite nice. And like I say, it leans, in my opinion, a bit closer towards a traditional IPA than it does the modern juicy sweet craft IPAs. And the finish, hoppy, bitter and long as well, are my criteria there, and it is all three. The flavour just persists really well. It's lingering around like a bad smell. But in this case, it's a good taste. And I like it a lot. I like bitter, and it's going to take a lot to beat some of last year's Mash Gang bitter beers like Brutalism. That was bitter, and I loved that. So more bitter beers, please, Mash Gang. Council Pop's got a full 5 out of 5. It was not entirely unsurprising. So bonus points. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. Great tasting beer. Can't beat it. Value for money, I'm going to say that phrase again. Mash Gang beers are always value for money, even if they are a little bit more expensive than many. $3.99 for a US pint can of alcohol-free beer is not the cheapest. It's also not the most expensive, but you can always guarantee that the best ingredients go into the beer, and it's made with the love and attention that a beer should be. It's not just mass-produced to satisfy bean counters. No, this one's made because people at Mashgang like beer, and they like the fact that people like beer. So what are they to do? Make great tasting, value for money beer. Bonus point time. Is this the best, or one of the best, alcohol-free beers I've had this year? Do you know what? I know we're only in February, and it's still pretty early in the year, but yes, it is very, very good. It ticks all my boxes for a beer of the style. What more can I ask for? So yeah, 5 out of 5, all the bonus points today. So the only thing that I have to question is all this Phantasm business. Does it do anything? I don't know. Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? No, not when I'm drinking a beer like this. Things like that matter if I'm having a medicine and I need it, but this is just to soothe the soul on a Friday night and titillate the taste buds, and it does just that. So yeah, if you like your beer with frogs, kind of using a skull as a jacuzzi, sipping a red wine in a cocktail glass, then this is the beer for you. And in case you weren't paying attention to the can, that's exactly what is on the front there. So yeah, always fun can artwork, always great beer inside. Highly recommend Council Pop from Mashgang. So we'll leave it there and say, that's been the beer, I've been me, those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.